Hey guys, today we're going to be trying a little experiment. Now you've probably seen videos like this all around. You know, like can you beat Mario without touching any coins? Something like that. Or can you beat a Sonic game with this character? That's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. So for this video I'm going to be trying if I can beat every single normal Sonic stage, but with a Mechless Tails. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Now we start off with City Escape, and from the start, I mean, I already had a bad feeling about this one, because Tails can't go on a skateboard, so I have to run all the way down the street, but luckily it's possible, so I just did that. And I mean, there was a segment where I had to, like, break these blocks, so I mean, all I did was I grabbed Omo Chow and I fucking threw him at the blocks, and that worked, so that was possible. I went on the stage. I mean, there was this one segment where I, like, kind of jumped off a staircase to hover over to another platform. Possible. And I mean, everything was looking good until the end where I had to go like under this little entrance to get to the gun truck segment. Tails doesn't have a roll ability, so this was impossible. I'm sure there is a way you can like at the very beginning fly all over the stage or something, but I mean, for me, I couldn't find a way to do that. So from my personal experiences, City Escape is not beatable with Mechless Tails. But I mean, I can't wait to see what other people have for this one. I'm sure someone out there can beat it. Now, Metal Harbor was an interesting one. So pretty much this stage has a lot of like, you know, this is where you have to get the light speed dash and the, you have to grab onto a bunch of handles and shit. Obviously, Tails can't do either of those. So what I did, I used one of his moves. I just hovered over everything pretty much. You know, there's this homing attack chain you have to do, right? Hovered over it. There's these places where you have to, like, go under, right? Hovered over it. Any light speed dash segments, right? Hovered over it. And came the fucking rocket part, you know, the final part of the level, pretty much. I tried grabbing onto the fucking the mini rocket that kind of like takes you to that part, right? Tails just fucking dies. It's so weird. He'll grab onto it, but he just dies. So I pretty much just hovered over that, and I was just able to make it to the rocket in time, because Tails is super slow, right? And the game fucking crashes. So whenever Tails holds onto the rocket that you're supposed to use to continue onto the level, the game it's impossible. You can't get past it. So, I mean, I'm just gonna have to deem this level impossible too, which really sucks. Now, Green Forest, I already had a bad feeling about. I didn't think this level would be possible, because there's these vines you have to grab, and every time you grab them as Tails, your game crashes. I was able to get somewhere. I was even able to skip one vine segment until the second one where I had to use it, because when I kept on flying out, I couldn't find a destination. I'm sure if you fly out far enough, there's some way this level is possible, but just like City Escape, I'm hoping there's some way you can beat it. But I mean, as for my knowledge, no, it's just not possible. I'm gonna have to deem this one impossible to beat as Tails. Now, Pyramid Cave was a really good one, because with Tails, I mean, obviously you can hover. There's a lot of places where you'll have to, like, grapple up and shit. But with Tails, you know, you can just hover over everything. So my biggest worry was those, like, time stoppers you had to use, or those, you know, those locks, you know, the ones you press on. Because, you know, Tails isn't fast enough to make it from the lock to the other door when it's shutting. So, obviously, I was worried that it would be impossible. But there was only one instance where the door shut on me because I was too slow. In that one instance, I was able to fly over. So, I mean, this level is actually possible to beat as Tails, and I found that really surprising. If anything, I thought a fucking Metal Harbor would be, and City Escape would be possible, but I guess not. Pyramid Cave. Pyramid Cave is possible to beat. Now, Crazy Gadget's another level I had a really bad feeling about, because obviously you need to flip a lot of switches, and, well, Tails can't do that. So I was really worried this level would be impossible too, and surely enough, yeah, it is, but here's why. So pretty much, I was actually able to make it past a couple, I think 1 or 2 gravity segments because of the hover ability. If anything, I could even consider those shortcuts. Until I reached this one part where you had to bounce off this enemy to get to like the grapple segment, or even use Sonic's bounce move to get there. And well, obviously Tails can't go up like he does in normal games, and he can't do a homing attack or bounce. so it was impossible to get to there. So, I mean, I'd have to deem this level impossible. Now, Final Rush was an interesting one, and I knew that from the start, just thinking about it. I mean, Tails can hover over everything, right? So, I mean, you know, he doesn't even have to rail grind, because he can't. So, I mean, I was so excited to try this one. I didn't know what the outcome would be, but, I mean, I was able to make it somewhat far into the stage until I reached this one segment where I had to, like, grind up the rail and shit, and I couldn't do that as Tails, obviously. And there's no way I would, like, you know, hover up to that platform. There were no blocks propelling me or anything. So I was about to deem this impossible until I really tried, and I got on top of the, like, ceiling, jumped off that, and I flew around the segment, and I flew off, and I was able to make it to another segment. Sadly enough, that other segment was also blocked off by rails you had to get up to, and I tried flying over those, but there's just this death barrier. I'm sure there's some way in the world you can beat this level. I'm sure of it. I just know it. But from my experiences, I couldn't. But I mean, like, almost half the stage, you could just fucking fly over. It's so much fun to do anyways. But yeah, I mean, we do still have one more stage to try, I guess. We got Green Hill. Now, Green Hill Zone, surely enough, yeah, it's possible, right? I mean, all you really have to do is, like, hover over the entire stage. But what I did is I just, like, kind of, like, ran across some of it, flew. I don't know, it's very easy to beat as Tails. But, I mean, at the end of the day, there's not really much stages you can beat as Tails. I mean, it makes sense, though, because this character was never meant to be played in normal stages. So the fact that it can beat 2 stages is pretty good on itself. I mean, I don't know. I was hoping he could at least beat, like, City Escape and Metal Harbor, but I guess 2 is enough for an unfinished character. And fun fact about Tails, he wasn't even supposed to be in Sonic Adventure 2. Like, that's why he's in a mech and everything, and that's why his normal out-of-mech self is so unfinished. And I'm sure he was supposed to have a propel ability, and that probably would have made the game playable, and he could have, like, skated on rails, grabbed objects. And he can grab objects. That's how I beat Pyramid Cave, because he can actually pick up stuff. Because he's playable in the the Chow Garden segment of Sonic Adventure 2. But yeah, that's just gonna be it for the video. I might do another video like this, but I think there's just too many videos out there similar to this. I don't know. I mean, I only did this video because I couldn't find another video exactly like this one. But I'm sure everyone's covered everything else. So I don't know if we'll make another one of these. But I look forward to it anyways. This was pretty fun to do. I'll catch you guys later. See you.